Well, we all know that 2020 was a year for the history books. The coronavirus, COVID 19, totally shut down global societies. And now, just about a year later, we are getting ready to go back to normal. Many places have started to open up for months now. International travel has loosened up a little bit. And from all of the world leaders, it's predicted that by July, or at the very latest, at the end of this year, 2021, we will achieve herd immunity, meaning that the majority of people will either have gotten the vaccine or have been infected and recovered with the antibodies. My mom is scheduled to get the vaccine this week. Here in March, we're already in the third month of 2021. Good to see you, Adam. So, I know people in my family getting the vaccine. My accountant got the vaccine. I've met several people who've had it and now they have the antibodies. So, the real question is, as we go back to normal, how will life change for you and society? You know, just like 9/11, I lived through 9/11. We went back to normal, and there were some changes that are still evident today. Good to see Andre and Adam in the live chat. Good to see you. And yeah, some changes, like I say, from 9/11 still linger today, but we're back to, you don't think about terrorism attacks all the time anymore. And there'll come a time where maybe you'll wear masks for another couple of years. Maybe there'll always be plexiglass. But there will be international travel, maybe in a few months. People will no longer be subject to their house. I think a lot of people who bought a bigger house, I think a lot of people who spent a lot of money on renovations, they're going to be disappointed that society's opening up again. And it's an interesting thing because I think, too, this will probably be the last stimulus check in March. And I think, in 6 months, when there's no more stimulus check, a lot of people who are unemployed, I think they're going to see that, things are back to normal. And it's going to, like I did a video the other day, most studies show that most people who are going to get the stimulus are going to put it in savings. It's not going to go into the economy. There's some exceptions, of course, those on a lower scale. But what I'm trying to say is whether it's stimulus checks, whether it's inflated house prices, whether it's the fact that you can't internationally travel, it's all going back to normal. To a certain degree, there'll be some things that linger, and we can't predict the future. But we stand here with people you probably know in your life, just like I do, getting the vaccine. People I know in my life, probably like you do, people that have already gotten it and recovered. And people like you probably know, like I know, that are booking vacations as we speak, or that are taking vacations. This time last year, you couldn't just take a vacation to Florida. I know people doing it this year. So it's good and bad news for some people, because some people struggled with the change of lockdowns, and then some people got comfortable with them. Some people struggled with the change of not working, and then they got comfortable with it. Some people struggled with the change of restricted travel, and then they got comfortable with it. So people get very upset that there's never a predictable normal. And even more so, this is probably one of the most unique periods, 2020, 2021 here, as we get towards the end of the pandemic, that made people change a lot of their daily habits. Okay, but it's nowhere near the tragedies of human history if you look at the thousands of years we have documented in human history. There's about 500,000 people that have died in America, in the world. There's more. But like I've said the other night, that's still like a 1%, a less than 1% of Americans, less than 1% of society as human population. So 500,000 people die each year of cigarettes. I don't know if you guys knew that. 500,000 people die a year from tobacco-related diseases. So, that's the biggest tragedy. That tobacco's still legal. Forget about COVID. But I digress. There'll never be a vaccine for that. And I want you to ask yourself, and I'm bringing it up for thought, to document, like I documented the entire journey here this past year, is that as my mom gets ready to get the vaccine, as I know people who are now starting to book travel at a back to normal status, as I see gas prices going up because people are moving in society again. Remember, gas prices went down because no one was moving. The life, society was shut down. And now people are moving again freely. They're not thinking about it. So a year from now, I'll be doing a live feed to see where we're at. But I remember this time last year, I had started doing videos about there's something called COVID-19 and they're thinking about shutting down society. That's how quick a year goes. We're 3 months into 2021. That's how quick it goes. And that's one of the core messages in this video and all my videos. Average human life expectancy is 80. See, I remember like just yesterday making videos in March 2020 that, guys, we may have a shutdown. They may shut down Starbucks. And people in Australia were commenting like, well, nothing's happening here yet. And then now, guys, we're getting ready to go back to normal. Enjoy the last stimulus check. Enjoy the last, quarantining in the winter. It's over. We're back to normal. Now, am I guaranteeing we're going back to normal? I got no idea. But all indicators show, guys, get ready. Because this summer, there'll be parties. There'll be gatherings. Okay. There'll be your parents with the vaccine. There'll be other people that have gotten it and recovered it. There may still be face masks. There may still be plexiglass. But guys, you still got to take off your shoes when you go into the airport. That's what happened after 9/11. So, there's still ID protocols in place. A lot of nomads struggled with getting IDs because, it got a lot stricter after 9/11 because there's protocols still in place that give us a new normal. And I'm sure there'll be protocols still in place after the pandemic's done that will still linger, just like the stuff from 9/11 or any other point in history. But just like everything in history, life keeps going. Time keeps ticking. And normal comes back. And some people, like I said, I think one of the biggest tragedies is, I don't know. I think there was, and even for me, I would say I would include myself in this. I think a level of disappointment in humanity on just the whole way it was handled, on just so many factors involved over the course of the last year. Of course, there was a lot of politics because it was election year. That's definitely part of it. And what I think to myself is, do people recover even if they have the vaccine? Do people recover even if they have the antibody? Do they really make it to this new normal? Or is there so much devastation spiritually, mentally, emotionally, that people are going to quarantine even as things are back to normal? I watched a guy the other day on Joe Rogan podcast. He was talking about, he lived in his, he was like a house body even before the coronavirus. But, he started to say like, he didn't like some of the rules and regulations, et cetera, even though he's a homebody. If he's a homebody, he shouldn't care. He's in his house all the time anyway. But, I don't know, man. What I could tell you is, I think that people underestimate the brevity of time, and brevity basically means shortness of time. I think people underestimate the value of doing things, moving. And I think they overestimate the security in bunkering down. And I think some people's normal before the coronavirus was a disaster. And I think the normal after will be another disaster. That's the human condition that I see. I certainly see, good to see you, Coconuts. I'm going to finish this thought. I'm going to get to your comment. I certainly see a lot of good people in society. I mean, I do. I don't want to feel like all negative. And I see a lot of great things in society. Like I say it consistently. I honestly feel if you fairly look at human history, that 2021 is probably better than just about any time in history with regards to all the things that we have at our disposal. And the fact that we went through basically a whole society shutdown, and houses are worth more than ever. People are getting more stimulus than ever. People have everything they want and need, other than the freedom to go back to normal. And that's next. So, like, when people have the freedom to go back to normal, will they still bitch that maybe they still have to wear a mask? Even if they didn't have to get a mask, will they still bitch? Yeah. Because, guys, in my experience in life, people tend to remember the past better than what it was. And people tend to underestimate the time they have left. And they tend to just drag ass. And that's the normal. So, for me, like, going back to normal is not just being able to travel overseas and hug everyone you know. To me, normal is to keep a flow of life, okay? Because I do believe that, I do believe that, I mean, we'll look back and we'll say, I think the way that we did mass lockdown, shutdowns, I think it hurt some people to the point they're never going back to normal. Even to the apathetic, lazy self they were a year ago. I think a generation or a certain group of people, even if it's not a generation, I don't think they'll ever go back to even the lazy motherfucker they were before the corona. I don't think they're going back to that. I think they're gone forever. I think certain jobs are gone forever. I think people are hiring right now, so I think you can get a job even now. But I think that even in my company as well, I think there's certain positions that will never get filled again. Because I think people learn they can do more with less. And I think prices will stable out. Okay. Like I say, if we don't keep having stimulus, I don't see house prices, RV prices keep going up like this. I don't. Could they? They certainly could. So could stocks. Because the Federal Reserve controls all that. And I never doubt the Federal Reserve. They can do anything. They can print a massive amount of money. Coconuts, Sam, why don't you get an Instagram? I had one. You can make more money on Instagram than on here. No way. I don't know anyone making more money on Instagram than on here. No one. Instagram, you got to get sponsors, or you got to have so many followers, so many people watch, views on your photos. It's a waste of time, a waste of your privacy, and low monetization. YouTube is the only one that has somewhat of a chance, and even YouTube's hard. Facebook, the only time you make money on Facebook is if you're selling something like Facebook Marketplace. Instagram, if you're a hot chick or if you're a celebrity, you can use that. But it's for the regular person, disaster. So in my opinion, YouTube is the best one to try to monetize. Even that's hard. So I've seen a lot of people destroy their mental health and their privacy trying to get monetized on YouTube, only basically to go back to worse than ever. So I'm telling you right now, guys, if you try to be a YouTuber, I support you. And if I do it, if you can do it, some people can do it, some people can't. But I want to encourage you to do it. But what I want to encourage you to do is going to be the hardest thing mentally, and you better not depend on it financially, because that's the reality of YouTube. And some people listen to that, but they don't. And then they get devastated mentally and emotionally, and They're never the same. They never go back to normal. I know some people start a YouTube channel, they're never going back to normal because they're gone for good. Or if they come back, look, guys, YouTube, sharing your life publicly. And that's what hurt a lot of people during the coronavirus because everyone was on social media, even more than normal. And you had politics, you had issues in society, and you had pandemics, and you had people struggling with their marriages, with life, with money. And so you had all these things. And guys, do you ever go back to normal after you had one of the most brutal arguments with someone in your family, whether online or in person? I don't. You don't. Do you ever go back to normal after you had a contentious election and some people you just didn't like? You don't. Do you ever go back to normal when you realize that you don't need to hire 5 people, you can hire 2? Do you ever go back to normal when you realize that, I don't know, there's so many different things I can say. But there's a lot of people, like I say, do they ever go back to normal if they get used to stimulus? I don't know. They do. Because I was on, well, I never had stimulus as far as like where we're at now, but I had unemployment. And what I can tell you is you get in a rut, man. I don't know, man. The worst thing that could happen is, you go to get a job when the other 10 million or however many million people are laid off because everyone runs out of stimulus. But will the government let that happen? I got no idea. Federal Reserve controls that. Coconut says Bitcoin 50K. Is that what it's up to now? I know it was over 50 and then it went under and it's back up. Well, that's interesting. Let me see. Bitcoin 49. Yeah, just about 50K. Congratulations if you're still in it. How many Bitcoin do you have, Coconuts? Infinity. What's up, Sam? Shout out to you, man. How are you doing, brother? Good to see you, Infinity. How's everything in your life? You back to normal yet, Infinity? Andre, fire. Thank you, brother. How's everything in your life, Andre? You back to normal? Adam, back to normal? Coconuts. I can see you doing this channel out of an RV chilling on your couch. Yeah, that may be the next phase. I mean, with gas prices, though, I'm going to do a video about that tomorrow. You better budget. Because gas, even in Florida, getting close to $3 a gallon. And I can imagine California is probably $1 more. So I have to budget that and have to see. And, but I definitely want to do something different, but I definitely don't want to commit. I don't like commitment. I don't like entanglement. My biggest 2 options are buy a Class B or buy an RV lot and then get a travel trailer and just keep a regular car. Those are my 2 biggest options that I could see me doing. But I even today, like I really thought about, well, I'll just make an offer on an RV lot. But I can't really get myself to make the call and to sign the paperwork. I don't know if I'll ever sign again. But I really don't, I really don't know if I want to live in my car forever. But I just kind of always just say, just get through today. And every day I get through, it's like I got through another day. So it's like, I don't know. So yeah, but I could see me definitely doing live feeds in more comfort. Because I'm getting a little bit agitated as time goes on. That's true. Thank you, Coconuts. Pluto. Much love, brother. Same to you. I'm looking at which car to rent for March. Okay, you're still renting cars about $1,000 a month on your Nomad journey? Well, let me finish reading. I'm asking a question. He goes, as I have to drop the 2021 Ford Explorer back in a few days, one day at a time. Yeah, remember, if you can live in a car for one day, you can do it for 2. If you can do it for 2, you can do it for 3 years. However, you'll get burnt out. You'll get tired of it. It's like everything in life. And it's a younger, middle-aged person's thing, even though I do see some older people doing it. Pluto, so now you've been on the road for a few months. You've probably stabilized a little bit. Do you think it's just best to keep renting? Now, maybe best to keep renting because you have your own business, and maybe that's even a tax write-off. Me as a YouTuber, I think if I get an RV, I depreciate it. I write that off my taxes. Actually, buying a home base would hurt my taxes because I really couldn't write off a home base properly. I mean, I could do a percentage of it. But really, I would have more write-offs if I just bought an RV, depreciated that, and every time I stay at a campground, or if I join a campground membership, it's all tax deductible. So, I struggle with that a little bit too financially as far as how do I want to cut the pie. Pluto, in California today, it was $4 per, $3.95 per gallon. Yeah, I could see that. Even in Florida, it's like $2.70. That's crazy, man. Thank you for sharing, Pluto. Shout out to California. Finny, I'm doing great, brother. Awesome. Gas prices are higher than giraffe. Yeah, that's true, man. Shout out to you, brother. They're still relatively low. Like I remember 2007, 8. What were they? Close to $4 a gallon. I remember that's when I got the Jeep Compass. So, I don't think prices start to hurt most people until they get over $4 a gallon. But as we go to hybrid and electric, that's going to change. That's going to like kind of neutralize some of the prices too. Because and when you're driving a hybrid or electric, do you really care if gases are $4 or $5 a gallon? No, you don't. So we'll see what happens. How? What's up, brother? What's good, Sam? On my way to an interview. Good. For an overnight manager. I think overnight jobs are a great way to get back into the workforce because you don't have to deal with a lot of people and there's not a lot of demand on you. At Walmart in Old Bridge. Old Bridge, good area. Okay, shout out to Old Bridge. Central New Jersey. The night manager asked me to go in at 8:30. Okay. Let's see how it goes. I'll pray for you, brother. I believe in you. Remember, the more things you try, eventually, percentage-wise, you'll get. It's just like if you were in a club and you asked 10 girls for a number. Out of the 10, you're probably going to get at least 1 to 3 numbers. Usually you got a 10 to 30% success rate. Remember, if you were a baseball player and if you were 30% of the time, if you hit the baseball, you were in the Hall of Fame. If your batting average was 300, that means that 30% of the time you basically got on base. So you're a Hall of Famer. So remember, if you go on 10 job interviews, you should probably get 1 to 3 offers. And practice makes perfect, so you can do it, brother. I believe in you. Get back in that rhythm. You'll do it. You'll do great. And I love the night shift for a beginning way back in. Adam, my bushcraft guy, $5 super chat. Well, Adam, thank you for your graciousness. Adam, give us a bushcraft jewel. Give us a piece of wisdom on how to survive, okay, using some of the techniques that you're passionate about, okay. Adam, his father was in the church. And Adam himself, his personal passion is survival insights. That's what bushcraft is. I learned that the other night from, he's got a YouTube channel, subscribe, check him out. Why? Show him some love. What I could tell you is this. Thank you, Adam. God bless you, Hal. We're going to pray for you tonight. And, like I said, I just think about how much a year's gone by, guys. It's March 2021. We're getting ready to go back to normal. In March 2020, guys, we were getting ready to go so on normal that none of us in our lifetime, even me living through 9/11, I don't think anything was like what we just went through these past 12 months. And now, in the next 12 months, I don't even know what we'll be doing. We'll see. Let's go back. Live comments. Pluto. I love it, bro, and I'm stable. Yes, it feels like you have a good rhythm. You're taking risk, but you also have stability. And that's a great balance. And that's what we're trying to do. My man Gilbert from Queens used to always say it. This was when I was failing at one point, and I was tired of taking risk because I was like, most of businesses fail, most risks fail. But if you don't take a risk, this is what Gilbert was saying, you don't feel alive, and it's true. If you don't take a new job, you're not going to be alive. If you don't travel outside your 30-mile radius, you're not going to be alive. If you don't try to start a business, if you don't try to do something new, then you'll never be. Doing something new is a risk. However, if you take all risks and you have no stability, you're going to fail uncontrollably. You have to supplement your risk through stability. If you're trading stocks, you have to have a savings account. You have to have other sources of income. If you're starting a business, okay, you have to have enough capital to survive the fluctuation. Okay, if you're living in your car, you have to have an exit strategy, enough to get back into an apartment if it doesn't work out, enough to get an Airbnb if it's too hot, too cold. In life, you need some level of balance. Now, balance is boring, but failing is a disaster. However, no risk, no life. And part of success is failure and persevering through it. Pluto, no, it's not better renting an apartment like a caged animal. I can understand that. Look, in your life, you got an option. Like, look, you can just bunker down your house, and there's something to be said for a level of stability and comfort. But there's something to be said to put some wear and tear on your body and experience life. Again, it comes down to age, health, circumstance, goals, and, etc. So, we'll only stop nomading if my health declines. And if I have enough saved to buy a property mortgage-free. That's what I'm thinking about. Even though with these interest rates, you almost be better to get a mortgage and keep the other in the savings. I don't know. Until then, one day at a time being a nomad. Well, that's the key. One day at a time. How do you get through anything in life? One day at a time. Okay. And if you can remember that, when you're up, stop trading. If you can remember that, just get through the night, and then tomorrow's another day. You'll feel joy again. Okay. So it's the anxiousness of tomorrow that brings us backwards. It's the overreaching of today that doesn't sustain us. But for some people, again, like, even before the coronavirus, the one day at a time focus was not there. Now, after you go through a tragedy, you realize that you're going to need a mindset of one day at a time with future planning. However, you need disciplined, consistent habits. I made the video in the beginning of coronavirus. How do you get through this? A routine. And are you going to have some bad days? You have bad days all the time in life. You can't avoid them. However, with a routine and flexibility to change, you get through it. And now we're basically through it. Okay. So yeah, you still got to wear your mask, but guys, you could probably travel to Bangladesh tomorrow. Okay. Like I say, a lot of people are going to be, my mom getting a vaccine, things are going back to normal. Adam, thank you again, brother. Yeah, what type of survival tactic would I tell someone living in a car? Savings account. Okay. Because what I can tell you is my 4 years experience living in a car, you don't need to know how to start a fire with your hands, but you do need to be able to go to the ATM and pull out $500 like this if you need it. Okay. You do need to take care of your physical and mental health. Okay. You do need to get a divorce, okay? Because if normal was bad before, it's worse now. Okay. However, if you've worked through some things and you're happy, then enjoy your normal. But guys, get ready. Because before you know it, people will be getting married again and inviting people over. It'll be time to celebrate at the wedding, to have get-togethers. It's all coming back. Now, for me, like I say, I'm kind of on an introvert level, even though I'm good socially. I probably won't go to any of those events because I kind of wasn't going to them before the coronavirus at this point in my life. Just not my thing. To me, I guess normal at this point in my life is a live feed a night. It's waking up early. It's trying to hit the gym about 5 out of 7 days of the week. Call my mom once a day. Keep my flexibility. Keep my sanity. Make incremental, sustainable gains in my investments. And just try to ride through life. Okay. As best I can without a complete disaster. That's where I'm at as far as my normal. Okay. For me, the ability to travel internationally doesn't do anything for me. For some people, it's a blessing. That's one of their goals. Some people they have family members they want to go see in other countries. Some people just want to travel. For me, I would like to see, when everything goes back to normal, some of these inflated prices start to go down. Now, will they? I got no idea. Like I said, a lot of that is outside of our control. But with gas prices going up, travel going up, and stimulus going down after next month, I think that, you're going to have some level. I don't think you'll continue to inflate the economy the way it's inflated now. I just don't see it. I could be wrong. So, we're all on that journey of preparation for, I don't know. For me, it's not like post-COVID. To me, it's just like, I don't know. It's like post-awareness, Once you're aware of human nature, I was thinking today, like, what really makes a person bitter over time? Because I feel myself definitely get more bitter over time. I would say, like, you get disappointed so many times. You get let down so many times, and even the people that are good, you still kind of don't trust them. Because you're just like, I just don't buy into any shit. And I was always kind of like, always like a little bit like, yeah, everyone's suspect. But, uh, I think you're less naive. You're less believing. It's true. And that's the normal, I think, as you get older. Now, some people have an extreme, great amount of level of optimism. And I would say I would still tilt my balance in the optimist scale, even though I definitely address negatives. I had that one girl one older lady, she was in her 40s or 50s. Her life was a disaster. She was the cause of her divorce. And she goes, I like your videos, but sometimes your worldview is negative. And I say, yeah, well, I don't like your videos, because she had a couple videos that were shit. And, look, your life's negative, okay? You destroyed your family, okay? You're starting to look like shit. And you got a nasty, sarcastic sense of humor. You're not even, like, popping on Match.com or Tinder. You're a loser. So, now you may consider that negative to me. I laughed. I said, yeah, bitch, your life's negative. I feel I'm pretty positive. That's all right. Yeah, let's take hydration. Yeah, so Hal, man, we'll be praying for you, brother. Infinity, keep pushing forward. Adam, man, thank you again. Pluto, man, you're doing great. Coconuts, man, you getting that vaccine? Andre, man, loved you again. Shout out to New Jersey. Andre's close to Old Bridge, New Jersey, man. Sure he is. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I think about a lot of people starting to get ready to migrate back up north. Because the normal snowbird pattern is in the middle to the end of March, people start to migrate back up north. Now, all the Canadians in Florida, they're not here at the level they used to be because of the coronavirus. Now, next year, see, a lot of people are going to be surprised that, if we're 100% back to normal next year, and based on all statistics, we're supposed to be, if all the Canadians come back down to Florida next winter, a lot of people don't realize, it's going to be a lot more crowded, so we'll see how that plays out. But I was here, for a few years in the winter, and I've seen when the Canadians here, it's more crowded. But this year was still crowded, it felt like. I don't know. Maybe because, all the Americans could only travel domestically. So they figured, screw it, And Texas was so cold this year in the winter, it made Florida pop off a little bit more. But yeah, the natural, normal snowbird pattern is now it's getting too hot, even though we're the past few days in Florida, South Florida, it's been like almost in the 90s with the humidity. And so I think in the coming days, it's going to cool back down to the 70s. But once you get into April, it starts to heat up and people start to go back up north. And that's why, even though the population of Florida will grow over time, it'll never fully go full-blown overpopulation, because I truly do believe that people are going to be snowbirds, but they're not going to be residents, even if they're listed as legal residents. They're not going to be residents 12 months out of the year. They're going to be snowbirds. You're going to have a second property. And, it's for most people, that's what I see. Most people just can't take the heat. Coconuts. Yes, I'm definitely getting the vaccine first day I can. Yeah, my mom been trying for months, and she's in her 70s, and she's got, diabetes, so you figured she'd be the first one up. But because when I found like a couple other people I knew that got the vaccine in Jersey, and they weren't as old as my mom. So, but I guess it's like a refresh game on the computer. But basically, yeah, I got a couple family members this week going to get the first shot, and at the end of the month, going to get the second shot. So, like I said, between that and the people who had the virus, which we've had a few people on this channel, and I've maybe even had it, I don't know, I never took the antibody test. So, between that, we're going to have herd immunity. And so, basically, in the summertime, or the latest by next winter, we're back to normal. Well, I want to know everyone in this live chat, And those who watch the replay can leave a comment too. Once, if you get the, all right, we're back to normal, what are you going to do? What's going to change in your life? I think that's a good question to ask yourself. Are you waiting for that? Do you need to wait for that? Obviously, look, if you want to book a trip overseas, you got to wait, right? But I often think about that in life. Like, procrastination is the biggest curse of your dreams, the biggest curse. Now, you don't want to be reckless, but you want to be a level of responsibly urgent. Cal, 199 super chat. Glad I'm consistent. Sam, as usual, thanks for the videos and effort. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, all my members, Adam and Cal. Cal, thank you very much for that tip. What I could tell you is I do put a lot of effort into, number one, just being consistent. Number two, structuring a focused topic. And number three, following the spirit like in a flexible mind and then expanding off the topic. And allocating certain time of the day to do it. Because what I realized with YouTube or with life, if you are consistent, if you have a focus and a structure, if you adapt, and if you are willing to build something over time, it will tend to grow. There's no guarantee. But if you put that habit in your life, even if that one thing doesn't grow, you've built a great habit. And life is just basically, what are your habits? And to a certain extent, that determines a big portion of your life. So, look, guys, if anything else, that's one thing my channel will teach. It's like, yeah, we had some humor. I gave you some information. I gave you some videos on whether it's RVs, houses, Florida, the simple life, life lessons. But one of the core things, in addition to self-care, is consistency. And I made one of my, the second week I had a YouTube channel, I started my YouTube channel in July of 2017. And the second week, I had like 10 subscribers. And like 5 of them were people they knew me. And I remember making a video, I was like, man, I'm discouraged. You can YouTube search it. YouTube search Inspirational Nomad discouraged. And I was like, man, I'm discouraged. I'm not getting subscribers. Everything else is good. But I said, I know what it's going to take. And I said it in that video. I said, it's going to take consistency, hard work, and over time it'll grow if it's meant to be. And, I'm thankful I stayed with it. Because look, even with consistency and hard work and showing up when other people weren't, like showing up every day, even during the coronavirus, guys, that was a blessing to my channel. I had some people, they saw me this year, said, damn, I looked at your channel, you up to like 15,000. Last time I looked, it was like 7,000. Yeah, I show up every day when no one was showing up. And the same thing in my career. Like, guys, I always show up when everyone else, like, I can't make it there. I'll take your spot. Hey, I'll take it. And that's how you move up, reliability. And I'm not going to say it's going to work for every time, because even this is a little bit of a miracle. I mean, you put your hard work, you got to get the grace of God. But you got to put the work, because faith without works is dead. So thank you, Cal. Coconuts. By July, the economy will be booming like never before. Yeah, I don't know, man. In one sense, I kind of see the reverse. I see as we go back to normal, the economy goes back to normal. Because right now, I don't think it crashes. But right now, it's like booming, and no one's doing anything. It's just stimulus, it's low interest rates, it's housing. There's 3 things that are keeping the economy inflated. Number 1 is low interest rates, which keeps the stock market companies, their evaluation high. It keeps borrowing money easy. And most people borrow money to buy houses. Houses create jobs. And that's why, guys, the government will probably never let the housing crash again. Why? Because it's a job creator. Okay. And the third reason is stimulus. Again, people who are unemployed, a lot of them are making more money than they did when they were working. So you put all those factors together, guys, that's why you have this boom. So I don't think the government may not ever let the economy crash again. Now, I could be wrong, because I don't know what the Federal Reserve do. It's up to them. But I would say, maybe not in July, but I would say this time next year, interest rates would probably be a little bit higher. I would say Stock market will probably still be higher, but I would say prices, even if they don't come down, will stop inflating at the percentage they're inflating. Like, as an example, in March 2020, a house would sell a certain, let's just say a certain house would sell for 200,000. In March 2021, that house is listed for 300,000 and it's got 3 bids on it. Okay. So in March 2022, what do I see? Well, maybe that house is worth 310,000, 325,000, but you ain't gonna have 3 bids. I don't know. I mean, that's my opinion. And again, I think some of these RVs, as people start to travel international, I even saw one guy today I watched on YouTube. He lives in the Class B. Now that things are opening up international travel, he wants to like put his RV in storage and travel internationally. So I think that RV sales will slow down too. Now they may not crash, but they'll slow down at least. Back live comments. Wendy, hey Wendy, what's up, Wendy? Hey Sam. Just got finished with a workout. Praise the Lord. Good job, Wendy. What I could tell you is this, guys. A workout is the biggest blessing in your life. 5 out of 7 days of week, you should work out. Okay. And even the other 2, you should be walking all day, still eat healthy. The worst thing, in my opinion, and it's still going on in certain states, is to shut down the gyms. Because the gyms are the healthiest thing for society, physically, mentally, emotionally, and your immune system. Now, if you're a high-risk person and you don't want to go to the gym, guess what? You don't have to go. Okay. But they should be open, they should be 24/7, and they should never have been closed, other than the first month or so of the coronavirus. Because, guys, your body's immune system builds up when you work out. You're healthier mentally and physically. And why would you shut down the showers in the gym? I understand germs travel. But like I say, guys, I know people that got the coronavirus sitting in their house. I know people that their physical and mental health got worse not going to the gym. And 99.5% of society has not died. So to shut down a major health artery, such as the gym, I understand in the beginning we didn't know what it was. But at this point, for gyms still to be shut down, unless there's an outbreak in that community, I think it's a horrible way to navigate through this time. So that's my opinion. Great job, Wendy. Coconuts. I'm definitely waiting to travel more, get on planes, hotels, etc. Yep, I can understand. Adam goes, I had another amazing day at work. Praise the Lord, man. Another $1,600 day. God bless you, bro. That's awesome, man. Hand clap emoji for Adam. Why? Celebrate success, man. The guy's working, doing his best, and money bag emoji to you. So just remember, $1,600 a day is not, it shouldn't be expected in the beginning, because you're going to have an unfair expectation. Because if you made $1,600, I know if you made $400 a day, 5 days a week, that's $100,000. So I want you to always have the weekends off and then choose to work them if you want. But if you made $1,600 a day, Monday through Friday for a year, that's about 250 days if you take out holidays. That would be $400,000 a year salary. So that's a little bit, that's upper, that's damn near elitist. That's upper class, definitely. So it's good though that you're getting it, but just remember the hardest part about being an entrepreneur or having your own business is understanding you have to cost average, that you're going to have highs and lows, and you want to build a sustainable lifestyle, not off your best days, but on averaging out things. You don't really know your profit until 3 years worth of tax returns showing your average salary. But that's an awesome start, man. Great. Andre. Yep, that's right. I'm just a few minutes from Old Bridge. Yeah, Linden, New Jersey, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Old Bridge. Shout out to your daughter, Andre. Coconuts. That's one of the great things I like about you and your channel. You put vids up every day. Well, I appreciate that. And I kind of do it to how I consume YouTube. I watch mainly YouTubers who upload every day. And I like them to go live every day. Whether or not I partake in it is depends on my schedule. So I make things kind of how I consume them. It doesn't mean people have to watch them, but it does mean I think that's the way to do it for me. So thank you, brother. Adam, you in bushcraft, especially at beginner level, it's pretty interesting seeing what you can accomplish. Most my experience building shelters, I really enjoy that part of it. Okay. Yeah, what I've learned, Adam, and everyone in the chat is like a lot of people living the simple life, definitely the nomad life, they still kind of tend to like the build out better than the long-term lifestyle. What do I mean by that? So like if you watch like people living in their vehicles, a lot of them really get into the van build, but like the long-term haul is not as exciting. A lot of people get into building their house, but they really don't like the long-term part of living in a house because people get bored. And building is kind of like exciting to see something come to life, even though it gets aggravating. I hate renovations. I'll never do a renovation again. I hate them. But I understand the mindset behind it. Wendy, Sam, I uploaded a couple videos, okay, on my channel, WM. Check them out. Let me know what you see in them. It's good. Well, I'll check them out. Yeah, I mean, I'm very reserved now because I've definitely supported, and I'll support your channel. I've supported a bunch of channels, but it's a weird dynamic, man, and I understand that. I did the same thing when I was starting out. I said, please watch, check it out, and I will. And those who, I don't know, this is what I tell you, though. I just want you, Wendy, for your well-being, to really continue to work out and take care of your mental health. Because anyone who's done any level of YouTube, your insecurities, your mental toughness will be tested. And especially if you're a recovering addict, where if you get stressed out, you don't want to revert back to destructive behavior. And so this is just my experience. This does not mean it applies to everyone. In my experience, you really have to be in a good place to upload, to share your life at a public scale, because it's a high risk, low reward. However, I never want to tell someone not to do it because I understand it's a dream. It's a great dream to look. I'll do videos, make some side money. You know, I enjoy doing it. I totally get it. And I want to encourage, I want to support you. You, Adam, everyone that's come on here. I know there's a lot of people that have done that. And I tell you the same thing I practice. You see what I do is that consistency and take care of yourself. That's it. But I want to tell you to take care of yourself first, because YouTube, if I was unwilling to walk away from YouTube, if I was unwilling to not allow everyone to comment, if I wasn't in a good place, it'll really, I've seen a lot of people revert backwards because of YouTube. Pluto, $2 super sticker, cool chat. Damn it, Pluto, man, shout out to you, man. Another entrepreneur out there living his dream in California. Back to normal, brother. Living your best life, man. Shout out to you and Tariq. You survived the storm, man. I know 2020 was, it was a weird year. I know that was like, dealing with the death of your mother. You were in Pennsylvania. You traveled across the country. You started a business. That's a lot of stuff at once, man. So like I tell you, I mean, I think about what can I say to that? And I say the same thing I just said to Wendy, self-care. Look, guys, I got no magic tricks, okay? I got no fans only. All I got is self-care. Oh, shit, Anthony, $1.99, good vibes, super stick. I like that good vibes, man. Anthony, shout out to you and your children, man. Consistency, capital C, consistency. Love to you, Anthony. And self-care. Because what I could tell you is you could get a super chat and it's a blessing from the Lord. But if you don't do self-care, I understand that money's always good. Okay, but I mean, guys, you know what it is, man. Money comes and goes, and you want to have money coming in. You don't want to just have it going. You guys know I talk about money. But I know I'm not entitled to have my channel succeed forever. I know that I won't be around forever. I know the average human life expectancy is 80. I repeat it often because it's an important statistic. I sometimes, I know the last big emotional hurdle I have to cross in life is, if I live, I'm watching my mom pass or something like that. Watching my dog pass was a complete disaster. So, I say all that to say, at this point in my life, in this age, taking care of myself is my top priority, okay? As best I can. Because everything comes and goes. Success comes and goes, and I hope it comes more than it goes. Health comes and goes, and I hope it comes more. But if self-care is not part of your routine, I don't give a fuck if you got a $100,000 RV. I don't care if you got a $100 million house. I don't care if you got a beautiful wife. I don't care if, what do you got? Because everything comes and goes. And if you're not at least a level of peace with yourself, knowing that any of us can be broken, then, what do you have? Maybe you got like a reckless comment in the comment section. Like some trolls, they want me just to acknowledge their comment. And I'm thinking to myself, man, they playing like tic-tac, man. What are they doing? But, that's my best advice, man. Thank you, guys. Wendy100, thank you for understanding. When a sunglass face emoji, love to that. Keep doing your thing. And you told me the other night, you said you're 50, you look like 35. I can tell you this. If you look good, I would make videos to accent your beauty. If you look ugly, you better have a good personality, because these psychopaths want to be entertained. Either they want to see some skin, or they want to make you laugh, or they want some information. But you know what I tell you to tell them, Wendy? Get your money back, take care of yourself, and if you make money on YouTube, it's a blessing. If you don't, fuck them. Okay, why? Because don't destroy your life trying to entertain psychopaths. Okay. Now, you're going to meet some good people. Some good people in here I'm very grateful for. But you're also going to get backstabbed on YouTube. Okay, and you're going to hurt some people. I hurt some people, I admit. Guys, sometimes I've been right, sometimes I've been wrong. Okay. I have a fair evaluation. And that'll keep you up sometimes. Because as a YouTuber, you're going to hear your own voice. You're going to be like, I said this, I said that, maybe I should delete this. And I'll tell you, if you're not in a good place, and like I say, some people, even when society was normal pre-COVID, they weren't in a good place. And that's why, like, guys, it was emergency. It fucking pushed them right over the water. Now, going back to normal, for some people, it's not even hope. It's just like, I don't know. I still, so you got to be careful. Take care of yourself. Pluto. I'm just getting started. Your videos helped me change my life, brother. Thank you. I'm very appreciative. You communicate that a lot, man. I'm grateful for you as well, man. Thank you. Thank you again, Anthony, Pluto, Adam, Cal. Love to you, man. Infinity, always good to see you, man. Slide in here, man. Hal, we love you. Praying for you. Andre, shout out to Lyndon, man. Wendy, man, just keep pushing forward. Like I say, consistency and self-care is the key. Anthony, man, just keep taking care of yourself. And, yeah, when you have a family, it's tough, because, it's very tough to see people in your family go through highs and lows because you feel it. And especially if you live under the same roof. And that was part of what made the coronavirus very hard for some people as a hardship. But we got to go forward. Bottom line, we're going back to normal. Pluto, at Coconuts. I agree. I also like the fact that Sammy uploads every day. Thank you. It makes it feel like we are gathered together in this life. We are blessed. I'm fortunate too. Because look, guys, I tell you straight up, it's a side hustle, but I also tell you straight up, it fulfills a level of social connection that I'm grateful for. It's a double blessing in that regards. Now, the curse comes in where you appreciate it, most appreciate it, and some don't. Some say, I don't want to hear a video every day. I don't want you to do live every day. And I tell them, fuck them, okay? Because I'm going to do me. Because, guys, I tell you, the biggest thing I learned from Bill Parcells, the coach of the football Giants, he almost got fired his second year as the coach. And he said, you know what? He was in the last year of his contract in the 80s. This was before he won any Super Bowls. He said, you know what? He goes, I'm going to coach my style. Okay? And if I get fired, I'm going to go out doing it my way. Okay? And what I could tell you is this, guys. If you're going to run a YouTube channel, run it how the fuck you want. Okay? Don't listen to someone in the comment section. Why? Because if your channel's going to succeed, may it be how you planned it. If it's going to fail, may it be how you wanted to do it. Okay. Now, again, I'm not saying don't listen to others. I'm not saying I haven't made mistakes. I'm not saying don't value those who value you. But I'm saying you're the creator. Okay. And if you're asking other people what to create, you may make some money on that hustle though. Because one hustle I've seen is that most people out there just want someone to talk to. That's therapy. That's all they want. And if you are very good with people and you are willing to listen and talk and give some feedback and respond, and responding to comments is key in a genuine way where you're engaged and you're listening. And that's why, guys, the bullshit I delete, because like if I'm really thinking about the comment, I don't know. What I want to tell you is this, though. Most people are just looking to connect with someone. So if you have the skill set to basically just listen to people and be nice to them, you can make some money, because that's what most people want. Most people are never going to really like, per se, what you're doing. However, to get to that point, you got to have something to offer, because for the beginning of anything in life, the beginning of your career, the beginning of YouTube, the beginning of anything you do, it's very rare that you just show up and everything is there for you. You got to kind of like keep doing what you're doing as if, that's what it is. Coconuts, $10 super chat. I'm glad I'm consistent every night, and I'm glad you're a blessing to me, brother. If you don't show up, then you don't make the super chat. Well, I say amen, says the Yacht Club. Coconuts, you pushed me over the top. You and all the supporters these past couple months been my biggest revenue months ever. This year in 2020, I broke $1,000 a month. And I thought that, to me, when I first started, I said, I probably never, I didn't say never, but I said, that's a tough milestone. And then the past few months, I hit that $1,500 a month. I said, oh, shit. Now, guys, for some people, they make a lot more than that, okay? For me, that's a blessing as a side thing. And you've been very gracious. And even beyond the super chats, I remember you and a few others too. Fred, I remember when I was struggling during the coronavirus as far as having to go back to Jersey. And I remember beyond the money, you guys were very encouraging. I mean, Sam, hang in there. I remember you said, Sam, I just want to see you down in Florida again drinking that coconut juice. And that's when we bonded about coconuts and dreams. We named it after Tom Cruise from Cocktail Dreams. And I'm back, guys. I'm back in Florida sweating. Okay. Now, is Florida the same as it was before the coronavirus? It's close. It's not the same. It's close, not the same. Will it be the same next year? We'll see. It looks like we're going to be back to normal pretty close next year. So, thank you, Coconuts. You've been very generous. Thank you to all my members. But Coconuts, you've been very, very gracious. And I hope all your dreams come true, man. Whether it's to let Bitcoin go to 1 million, whether it's to have sex every day of your life, because I know you're addicted to sex, but I don't want anyone to destroy your life. And that's why I tell you to masturbate. I don't know, maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to buy a house in Florida. Everyone has different goals. Again, Pluto's in California. Wendy's focusing on sobriety, number one. And then number two, maybe a YouTube channel or whatever else. Adam's doing $1,600 a day in his hustle, man. I love to. That's awesome, man. Infinity got the vasectomy, so he just win. Andre's in Linden. Spring will be here soon. Spring starts on March 20th. March 20th is the first day of spring. Hal's going on a job interview tonight. We're praying for him to get back into a normal state with his economics as far as job. Cal, love to you, brother. I appreciate you appreciating me. And Anthony, man, raising his family. And so people are persevering. You've persevered. You should acknowledge that you've gotten through 2020. We're the third month. Guys, today, as I make this live feed at this time, it's March 1st, 2021. 3 years into a new year. 3 months, 3 months into a new year. So we're almost a quarter of a way through the year. What does that tell us? Again, time keeps ticking. And I hope, out of many things, I hope one of the things that you get from these videos is to responsibly go after what you want through a foundation of self-care, reciprocal relationships, healthy boundaries, working, because if you don't work, your dreams don't work. The grace of God, keep the faith. You don't have to be religious. Keep the faith, though. And healthy relationships, and if you get a vasectomy, it's probably a plus. But that's my opinion. And that's it. That's what I have for you tonight. Thank you, everyone. You've been gracious to me. Keep pushing forward on your dreams. And hopefully, like I say, we're pretty close, get close back to normal. All right? Peace.